everyone, it's Nat here. Today I'd just like to do our little craft with me, just to make some simple embellishments for my journals. So I have some pictures that I've been cutting out of one of my books, and I'd just like to back them onto some cardboard and stuff, so I thought I would take you along and you can sit there crafting away while I get some of that done, and then I'll have a few more bits and pieces to put in my journals that I don't have to make. Also, I received a happy mail one day with this beautiful paper bag in it, and when I look at it, all I see is ephemera. So I'm going to hack into this and cut some of the individual ads out and back them onto some card as well. Yeah, so I think that will make some really nice bits and pieces, so might start with a few of those. So yes, having a busy day as usual, trying to finish my journal for the design team, and then I have a maintenance inspection coming up soon, so must get cleaning up the house afterwards. It's about the only time the house ever gets properly clean is when I know I've got an inspection coming, so otherwise I'd rather be crafting. Just trying to cut these out neatly if possible, which is hard for me. So I might just take that one up there. Cut this little bit out. Yes, I've been having heaps of fun with the journal that I'm making for the design team, although I did some stamping today. And yes, I made a bit of a boo-boo with my stamping. I wanted to do it before I stuck the pages and signatures in, but then I'm not quite sure where I want the stamps, because I'm better off like embellishing once I've got the signatures in, because I can sort of see where things will fit better then. I assume with experience it'll get easier. But yeah, I figured there are no mistakes. I can always find something to stick over it, so that's what I'm going to do later. So they look pretty cool, don't they? As I said, just backed onto some card to make them a bit sturdier. They'll be awesome. So yeah, I want to make some little bits and pieces that can be slipped into pockets or used as little tuck spots. Yeah, or just stuck on the page even would be alright. Now, I'll take this up this side. And then another lesson I learnt was when you use your, now what's that stuff called? Got it here somewhere. The ink. Archival ink, that's the one. Yeah, those thicker inks, they show through your typical photocopy paper. So I learnt that lesson as well, which is good. I learn better by doing and then going, oh no, that wasn't very good, was it? So, no biggie. Try not to stress about these things too much. I usually stress way too much, so this has been such a good good therapy for me, junk journaling, learning not to stress about having everything be perfect. Actually, these bits have that little serrated edge up the top. I think this one will look alright cut out. But any bits that aren't too good to make individual sort of embellishments I'll keep, and I think they'll be awesome bits for collaging. So that one can go to the side for collages. How straight my cutting is, not straighten that up a bit. So I hope you're all crafting away. actually had some good weather today. It's always good weather when I've got deadlines pending and I have to stay inside and do everything, which is annoying. Now, I have these. I want to pick a few I want to do for starters and just trim them a bit as well. Might try and keep the black line on this one. I got all of these pictures out of the Chronicle book that I keep showing, the big fat one. Good for weightlifting, that book is. But yes, I need a few extra embellishments for my current project, so I thought I'll do a few of these today, and there should be some leftovers as well. Really like that one. It says low necklines, high hemlines. Now, I might keep the words on there because I reckon that will go in the one I'm doing at the moment. Been trying to keep up with everyone's YouTubes. Gets a lot sometimes, doesn't it? But I'm very thankful that I finally found the playback speed on YouTube. Makes life a bit easier when you want to watch a lot of videos. Alright, have a look through these. Quite like this one as well, and this one for my current journal. I think I'll just have a quick flick through. There's that one as well. That one's pretty cool. That one, I think I might leave it just as those for the moment because I think that'll be enough to do for this video. I did change my batteries and they should be completely full, so I should start setting an alarm actually, because time can go by so much when you're crafting away. And I think my batteries and my memory card usually give me 40 minutes if I'm lucky, so which isn't too bad really. Know whether I want to cut the lines off on the side. I might leave those. Must start dyeing some paper soon too, now that the weather might give us some decent days shortly. I bought a big black tub from Cheapest Chips, I think it was. It was the cheapest tub I could find that had a flat bottom in it. To start doing that coffee dyeing by layering your papers or whatever. And I do have a plastic tablecloth here somewhere, so I'll have to hunt that out as well. Get some patterns on my papers. Definitely need to concentrate on colouring up some papers. The last one of those to cut up. Now just got to decide. I've got all sorts of different bits and pieces here that I might like to put them on. I've got some of the Digi kit from Lavender Blue, just the bits that I printed on the wrong side of the paper. I've got coffee dyed paper and cardstock. I've got some which I'll probably mostly use my old manila folder. And I do also have some of this lightweight cardboard that was a art book. So I reckon that'll go nice with some of them, especially maybe some of, yeah, that'll back those nicely. So let's have a look how they look on. Everything looks good on manila folder, but there's a few wrinkles on this manila folder too, but I'm not too bothered about that. I might just cut some of it out. Easier to work with smaller bits. Cut that across. So I just got to figure out what I like the look of it on the most. I actually quite like that on my coffee dyed cardstock, so stick it on there. Oh, before I forget too, I might just ink around the edges. While I'm at it. Yes, I'll have to start a few new projects soon. Thinking of beginning on my Christmas journals, possibly the little golden book ones. And I need to do some videos on what I do when I break down my books that I get from the recycling, and how I use them to make embellishments and that. So I think I'll start doing some of that as well. And I've got a few personal journals that I want to make for some family members and that, so a lot of work to do. Alright, this one I'm just going to go over the whites a little bit. Now these, I don't know about, I'll give them a bit of an ink, but I don't think they really need it. Yeah, I don't think they really need an ink. Alright, saves me forgetting to do the rest of them when I go to stick them. So just give it a bit of a margin, I reckon. I'm just thinking, there was one here I thought I wanted to use. It's probably one I didn't cut out. Let's have a look. I thought it was on that side. No, there it is. I like this one here for the project I'm doing at the moment, so I'll quickly cut that one out because I think I'll put that on coffee dyed cardstock as well. Good way of getting, you know, you get a fair few bits of ephemera just out of this one bag. I could fold it up and use it in a journal too, but it's a bit biggish. And I just love all these adverts. And yeah, this ad definitely took my eye for the one I'm doing at the moment. Yeah, I think it'd be best on there. I'll just straighten this out a little bit. So thanks everyone for watching and all your wonderful comments. I have, you know, great subscribers, very supportive, and have spoiled me muchly for my birthday this year, so thank you. I don't think that's any straighter either, no. Hopeless at cutting straight sometimes. I reckon it's these scissors too. It's taken the edge off, but that doesn't matter. Doesn't matter if it's not straight. Gotta keep telling myself that. Oops, getting glue everywhere. Oop. Always the way. Alright. Let's wipe that glue spill down. So I might cut these two out. Leave a bit of a margin around them. So yeah, that can be used as little journaling spots too on the back there. Now the other thing, so I do have my corner punch. So I might use, do I go real tiny? I might try that first. Then my cutting's not very square, so I'll see how I go. Oh yeah, that looks good. It's almost the size of a tea card, this one. Oops. Never get it in there properly. No, that didn't work either. It'll do. I'll straighten it up afterwards, I think. Turn it over. Just want to do it properly. Let's try and even that. That'll do. It's a bit, if I cut the other side down, it'll even it up. That's not too bad. Corner puncher always, every now and again, it doesn't want to work right on a certain corner, which throws everything out, but that's not too bad. It does look like a little tea card now. So give that an ink around the edges and I think that'll go in nicely. There we go. Definitely a lot more sturdy now. Finish this one off. So little bits like that I keep. I have a bag where I put them all and use them to stamp words on and things like that. So one day I'm going to sit down with my bag full of them and just do a whole lot of stamping and stuff. Don't mind me, I've got glue and ink all over my fingers from all my stamping before. Now this side needs a bit of a cut. Oops, really do have the dropsies today. Again, I might corner around it, just looks a bit neater. And that's 7mm, I might try that one. Yeah, that'll work. Love that corner rounder. I was going to get those little individual ones, which I still might get one in the future because they're so handy, but this one has the 3 different sizes on it. It's got like the 7mm, 4mm and 10mm. So it's handy when you're sitting at the couch just to have that one. I'm not inking the back of these. When I decide whether I'm going to stick them down or put them in as little journaling cards, then I'll decide whether I want to ink the backs or not. Yeah, they make nice little embellishments. There's those two. Alright, now I've got to decide what else I want for the one I'm doing at the moment, because I might keep them all on the coffee dyed paper, just to keep it all matching. I know I want that one because it's got a bit of blue in it. Alright, and I reckon I want that one, so we'll do those two next. got a wonderful happy mail today from Rusty, my mate. Sent me some of the things he's been making, which are awesome. I must drag out the Mod Podge because he sticks his stuff on with the Mod Podge and it all stays on. The corners aren't lifting up everywhere, whereas everything I make, the corners are always lifting up and I've got to stick them down better, so must start using the Mod Podge and the PVA to do this sort of thing, I reckon. I'm just lazy. And the Mod Podge costs so much that you sort of don't want to use it all the time unless you have to. So yeah, that's where the PVA should be good. And I assume that the PVA dries matte as well, because I see a lot of people using it, and I have trouble with this fabric glue that I use on everything. It does dry glossy, which can be a problem if you get it in spots where you don't want it. Now, I'm thinking these can go on something darker. Don't think I'll use that for this one, so I'll cut these two out. Meant to be 14 degrees here, or less usually in the hills, probably about 12, but the sun's out at the moment. It's beautiful. I don't even have to have the heater on, so it's not too bad. Right, corner around her. Got to always remember what order I want to do everything, because I usually ink and then corner round and then ink again, which is sad. And 7mm for this one. Sit down sometime and go through that Chronicle book and cut everything out and just spend a whole day sitting there making like hundreds of these things, I reckon. Good way to recycle a whole lot of my scrap folders and bits of ripped card and that. Alright, oops, very clumsy today. I have those days. I suffer from migraines quite regularly. I never used to, but in the last few years I have been, and even when I don't have the headache, I know when I'm starting to get them, because I do get really clumsy and stuff, which is embarrassing, and I stuff up my words, I get dizzy. Yes, it's very annoying. Alright, I think this is what I'm looking for. Might do some of these. I don't know if I want any around it though. I might just do them even with the board. So I might stick those onto here. Now there's a bit of writing on the back, and then there's that number. I don't necessarily want them to show, depending on what we're doing. I'll be mindful of that. So I'm looking forward to seeing what books are in the recycle bin again this week. Although my house is getting full slowly. That writing. It's there. I might cut this one out. Like that. Then we can stick this one over the writing. That'll work. As long as the writing doesn't show through too much, I don't think it will. Soon find out. So yes, I do this, and then I've got to pack some happy mails for you to send off tomorrow. Then yeah, do the final touches on the journal that I'm doing. Be good to get that done. Looks like the glue's coming through there a little bit, so we'll see how that dries off. Won't matter too much anyway. Can just ink around it maybe. Now I know I've got that number there. Let's stick this one over the side. Just cut this. Straighten the edge a bit. What's that? Medical apparatus for $4.39. I was just reading this little bit above it, wondering if it's even a part of it. I don't think it is. It says for sale a good new genuine buffalo overcoat trimmed in otter. Or we'll trade for good milking cow. That's slightly amusing. I will keep that, but I don't think it's part of the medical equipment ad. A little bit of the black border showing that I don't want on there, so trim that up. Alright, now try not to over glue so much. I do have my little glue here. Use that if it becomes too much of a problem. Now, just got these two. Now one of them's probably going to have, but that won't matter. If I do it like that, we might miss the number that's on the back. I have to have a read of all these ads now after reading that one. That was quite amusing, so definitely read them before I put them into the journal, just so I can make sure there's nothing too bad. I'm sure there's nothing too bad on these, but yeah. I've got to start doing that with my book pages. I never really read them before I put them on things, but I do try to pick something that's sort of themed. Like if I'm doing a garden journal, I'll try and put like garden pages in. Alright, close that. Again, I'll keep any offcuts for stamping. Straighten them up a bit after. If I can be bothered, it doesn't really matter. Yes, that makes it a lot more sturdy now if I want to slip it in and out of some pockets and envelopes and things. Don't know if you can hear that, that's my fridge. Don't know if everyone's fridges are that noisy, but yeah. Alright. So, I've got this one and I forgot to do the last side on. Don't even know about inking these at this point. Might leave them until I decide what I'm going to do with them, see how they look, and then I'll probably ink them in. I'm using Vintage Photo at the moment, but I think I'd need walnut stain to ink these so they look alright, so I'll leave those as are. But that's cool, they're looking good. You wouldn't tell they come off of a paper bag. So now we've just got a couple more of these to do. I might do them on my manila folder, just for some different bits. Yes, I think with my inspection it's just a maintenance one where they come and look at their PowerPoints and all that sort of thing. So I have to find all my PowerPoints now behind all the books I have. I'm joking, actually, I do try and keep my PowerPoints clear so I can use them. But yeah, there's definitely plenty of books for them to get around. Still have to buy 2 more bookcases. I think 2 or 3 is my limit for this place, extra ones, and then I'll have to just make all the books I've got fit in them and not get any more unless I'm willing to part with some. But I enjoy doing my book hauls a bit too much to get to the stage where I have too many and can't get any more. So I will find ways of culling them and sharing bits and pieces so that I can keep doing my book hauls for as long as possible. I'll just have to be a bit more selective too, which is hard. Alright. Trim these down. Not the most exciting video, this one, but I figure that's why you call it a craft with me, so people know it might not be the most exciting and they can make sure they are crafting or something as well. I watch all the short videos from people that I follow during the day as they come up when I sit down for a break here and there, and then at night time before bed I relax and watch all the longer videos. Some Gold Flake cigarettes. Never heard of them. Yes, I did used to smoke. I smoked for like 20 years. I'm glad I was able to give up. It took a bit of doing, but yes, very thankful that I was able to stop. I still enjoyed the smell of them though for a good 10 years afterwards, I think. It's only now that I find it disgusting. But geez, it was amazing how much my tastes improved when I did stop. Almost instantly, things just tasted so much better. I think that's about it will do. All right, so we'll just corner around these. I don't know whether I should corner around these ones. I just don't think it would suit them really. So I might just leave them as are, I reckon. And I'm not going to ink these yet because they're not going in my current project. So, you know, they might look better in whatever I put them in just like this. So I'll leave these ones and see. So that's a bit of new ephemera to put in my journals now. So quick and easy too, but a really good way to reinforce, use up your scrappy bits of card and stuff and reinforce the pictures. So yeah, as I said, they'll be alright just stuck on as a little tuck spot and you stick something behind, or just stuck on the page, which I think I'll probably be doing with a few of these, or just slipped into your pockets and envelopes. So hope you're all having a wonderful day. Thanks for crafting along with me. See you later, guys.